I'm joined by Steve Gruber. Steve, thank you for joining me.
Glad to be here, Matt. Thank you.
So you're a local Michigan man. Tell us about the 2024 election as it pertains to this state. What is your expectation come November?
Well, I was just looking at the most recent polls done by Mitchell Research, which, according to 538, is the most accurate researching company in Michigan. They have Trump up by 0.6% in a head-to-head race with Joe Biden and 1.2% in a five-way race. I think that's about right. If you look back to 2016, Donald Trump won Michigan by 0.3%, just over 10,000 votes. And I would say today, if the election were held, he'd carry Michigan. It would be close, about 50,000 votes. Now, a lot of people look to the communities of Dearborn and so forth in southeastern Michigan, think that the Muslim vote, because of what's going on in Gaza, would be the deciding factor. And I don't. I think it's going to be the economy here, like it is many places, with the border being very close second. And so what happens in Michigan, you've got all this EV, Green New Deal stuff going on. And it's not working. I mean, Ford lost $132,000 per vehicle on every vehicle sold in the first quarter. That's $1.7 billion in losses to start the year. That's no way to run a railroad, as they say. So that's failing. And so you got 600,000 people in Michigan that are either directly or indirectly related to the auto industry, being negatively impacted, not just by inflation and the high cost of groceries and electricity, but this whole EV failure. And so these folks are looking at their paycheck going, wait a second, we're getting killed here. And then you got Sean Fain that came in, president of the United Auto Workers Union, and said, hey, we got you this great new deal. And like Donald Trump said, what difference does it make how good the deal is if you don't have a job? And as we have seen since Sean Fain inked that deal earlier this year, people at Chrysler laid off, jobs gone. Ford, jobs gone. GM, jobs gone. That's the economy, and that's the nutshell right now, and I think that's why Donald Trump carries Michigan.
Now, so that's specific to Michigan. Let's talk about the rest of the country. What do you think the main issue will be? We hear so much about the economy, the border. What issues do you see as the number one that are going to really impact the other swing states in addition to Michigan?
I think they're interrelated, actually. I think that the economy and the border are related directly, and if you look across this country, let's look at what happened in the EU last week, right? Macron in France, his party got pummeled. Scholz in Germany, his party got pummeled. It's the people that are moving to the right, be it like Giorgia Meloni in Italy. You're looking at Geert Wilder in the Netherlands. They are moving to the right, and that's what's happening. And I see that same thing happening, and that's being moved because of immigration. Immigration is a close second to the border, right? It's a very close related thing because they keep telling us, well, immigration's good for the economy. Well, if it's so good for the economy, why are we having so many problems, Matt? I mean, it doesn't make much sense, does it? If immigration is so good, because what's happening is, as you know, you've got people that want those that are coming here illegally, to vote. But you also have big corporations that want their bottom line to be better. They want the money, and so they want cheap labor. So you have a 1-2 punch here, and none of it's good for America. And I think at the polls across the country, it's going to be rejected. I think that Joe Biden's policies, or more accurately, the people around him, I don't know what Joe Biden's in charge of. I don't think he can run a bath, let alone run a country.
I don't think he could run.
I don't think he can run. He can take one step. It was very sad. Honestly, we can make jokes about it, but it's very sad to see his condition on the national stage at G7. So, you know, it's a tough place to be, and I think the Democrats are in a tough spot. If they say he's not going to run, then he's a lame duck. If you take him out with the 25th Amendment, then you've got Kamala Harris. If you take him out completely, then you've got 10 Democrats that want the job, including Newsom, Governor Whitmer right here in Michigan.
Yeah.
And it becomes a very difficult thing.
So let's wrap up on that. I know we don't have much time, but what is your expectation? Will he be the nominee? Because even after he secured the nominations, people sort of laid off on that, but now the closer we get, he deteriorates even more rapidly. What's your expectation?
Well, I think he's going to be there, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's not.
Yeah.
Look, they've gone all in on Joe Biden. Dangerous place to be. He's 81 years old. He'll be 82 in December. His faculties are not what they were. Anybody can see it. Look, when the comedy shows in Europe are ripping on the guy all the time, and they're doing parodies of Joe Biden on their late night shows. They don't do it here so much, but they do it there. And so I think Joe Biden is compromised, but they're with him right now. And if he survives June 27th, then I think he's in. I think he's in.
I agree. It'll be interesting to see. Steve,
we'll
thank you.
Find out.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.